Oxford University. Nigel Hitchin came here as an undergraduate math major. Now he's civilian professor of geometry.
The deeper you go into mathematics, the more you realize that there's more to learn. So the momentum of wanting to know what's just around the corner is what kept me going into an academic life. Before I went to university, I got a temporary job in the computer department of Rolls-Royce in Derby.
Nigel was born in a small village near Derby. At school, a maths teacher strongly influenced him.
Solving a problem as a kick, a buzz. I won a scholarship to come to Oxford.
From his first year, Nigel was taught by Oxford doyen Sir Michael Atiyah, who became his mentor and collaborator.
Nigel is a good student who improves with age and becomes more and more deeper mathematician over the years. There are enough people now.
It opened up a much wider perspective. He brought analysis, index theory, elliptic operators.
One of the hallmarks of Nigel's career is that many of the ideas have turned out to be very fruitful in physics.
This is one which is, in some respects, close to classical physics. I mean, minimal surfaces, surface tension, applying algebraic geometry in problems of gauge theory. Could also be applied to study minimal surfaces in a three-dimensional sphere. Minimal surfaces are like soap bubbles. Some of the basic ideas, gauge invariance, moduli spaces, and so forth, can transform into mathematics. One particular area, which are now called Higgs bundles, has been particularly influential. You can transform the geometry of what we're looking at into actual equations. Individuals have actually identified many of the known integrable systems as very special cases of this. And this is what's called the Hitchin fibration. The fibers are these higher dimensional tori. They degenerate into, in that case, 5 circles.
That they are all related came to him in a mountain cottage in Canada.
I suddenly realized, wait, this may be an example of an integrable system. I wasn't particularly thinking about mathematics. This happens all the time.
He always had very deep and original ideas. And every idea he had turned out to be very profitable for many people.
It's curiosity-driven, and the feeling that there's something there to be discovered, which may, of course, be important to other mathematicians or to other fields.
15 years ago, Nigel developed what he called generalized geometry.
Purely to make sense of a problem which came from string theory. But it turned out to be a language which simplified some of the equations that were written in theoretical physics.
From his Higgs bundle theory came...
The so-called Hitchin component is beautiful, it's powerful, but it also opens the door to many other things.
The Hitchin system had a very rich geometric structure, and that's spawned basically an entire field of mathematics.
Nigel has a raft of eponymous discoveries.
It's embarrassing because my input to them can vary, you know. Sometimes it's really fundamental, sometimes it may be an observation which I've shared with somebody.
He's a very modest person, both personally and mathematically.
I never sat down to write a book.
He's written about 100 papers.
This dates back to '77. It's all about the topic called instantons. It gave me a great deal of pleasure.
It led to other problems, such as monopoles.
Three-dimensional versions of the instantons, you can construct a theory which makes them move around. They've always been, in a sense, close to my heart, mathematically.
Nigel's a very intellectually open person who listens and thinks about other people's ideas.
He's a humble worker, like a gardener, and things grow.
I quite like repetitive work, like cutting the grass or weeding. You can think about things like mathematics.
In the early 1970s, Nigel moved to Princeton as Michael Atiyah's assistant and met his wife, Neda, getting a master's degree in deaf education at Columbia University.
I went to Princeton for the weekend. I liked him very much when I first met him. I don't know what he thought.
Yeah. And I was coming out of the woods in the Institute grounds, walked past the lake, and Neda was sitting there.
I was reading a book and doing my...
And then she said, "Oh, Nigel." And I said, "Who's this?" And then I said, "Ah." And then we talked, and then we went and had a pizza somewhere, I think.
They married in August 1973 in Neda's country of Colombia.
I go back, but he doesn't. He comes with me next time. Yeah, it's about time, after 43 years.
Oh, no!
The couple has 2 children and 2 grandkids.
He's the best mathematician I've ever known. Even though I do beat him at chess quite a lot of the time.
Do you want to be a mathematician then?
Or maybe a scientist, I don't know.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P.
Well done.
I can remember asking my dad to play fight with me, and one day he decided, "I'm going to teach you something that's a bit like fighting," and then he got out a chessboard, and I just thought that's a masterclass in parenting. Amazing.
He doesn't have his head in the clouds. He's very hands-on with us.
You always say he never lost his temper with you as a kid.
That's true.
The few times that you have lost your temper, I've realised that it's for a valid reason.
He's a great father-in-law, great grandfather. He makes a very, very good Sunday roast.
He's been a wonderful husband. From the beginning of our marriage, he would come home very, very tired with big circles under his eyes, and I knew that he had been discussing a lot of very important things. I work as an audiologist, and now I'm enjoying my retirement. I'm looking forward to Nigel's retirement.
It dates from like the early 1700s. Basically, it's a toilet.
It needs a lot of renovation. I would like Nigel to have it as a study, so he's not in the house all the time.
Nigel retires end of September when he turns 70.
But I'll continue working in the Mathematical Institute here and collaborating with people around the world. Still have plenty of ideas.